Hi everyone, this is Warren from the Rhapsody Piano Studio. I want to welcome you to today's live stream. I'm going to be learning Somewhere in Time. This is going to be for easy piano. Uh, Pretty darn easy actually. You could even think late beginner if you want, depending on what level you're at. You can find links to the sheet music in the cards as well as the description below. Also, remember to subscribe to this video or to this live stream, and hit that notification bell if you want to catch whenever I go live on these. And last but not least, remember to think of these lessons as step-by-step practice instructions. So you want to think of these as instructions, the how-to, the breakdowns. And if you really want to test out your knowledge to see if you are understanding the things I'm showing you here, click on over to the tutorial, and that'll be more like the self-test to see if you're understanding stuff. Hi Morgan, how are you doing? And definitely, I have Morgan on my channel. If you check the chats, and a lot of people say like, oh, these are not tutorials, they don't work. Well, Morgan is one of my younger students, and she's able to use every single one of my tutorials, no problem. Actually, she's so good at this point, I can just give her some music and a tutorial, and she can learn it on her own. Okay, so if a younger child can do this, and if you're older than that and you're complaining about it, there's something wrong with your approach. Okay, so just really check it out. Okay, just keep watching these. Yeah, see, she still uses them. Just keep using these lessons and tutorials. One day, I promise you, it'll click. Just keep trying. Okay. All right, this is Somewhere in Time. I'm gonna show you exactly how to practice this. This is the same way I show my students how to practice as well. Okay. All right. This is way too much. I'm going to. There we go. Alright, the camera was about to touch my head. Alright, that's super crooked. Alright, there we go. Technical difficulties. Alright, back. Okay, Somewhere in Time. Alright. Alright, there we go. Here we go. Do that one more time. I need to check the tempo. Goes much slower than this. Here we go. There we go. Yeah, and just because it's a slower song doesn't mean it's not challenging. See, yeah, so there's a lot of people think if it's just faster that it's kind of easy to play, but no. Sometimes keeping a slow tempo can be very difficult. Okay. Let me scoot this over. All right, that's better. All right, so from the beginning, we just pick this first smallest chunk. All right, smallest section, and I really wish they would have put it just kind of drives me crazy when they don't put these faded, huh? Okay, good. I'll teach you faded for sure. Yeah, her mom is in love with that song, just like a lot of people are. I've taught that so many times in my studios. It's not even a joke. Okay. So what we do is we pick the first smallest part to practice. It's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 measures, including the short 3-note introduction, and then you want to stop at the first note of the next measure. So it's like 4 measures and 1 note. Okay, hope that made sense. I have to say it this way because they don't put measure numbers here. Now, when you pick this part, the most appropriate section to practice, we're gonna go back to the beginning and we just do hands separate. Okay, so I'm just gonna do right hand. Okay, and we just try it together. From the beginning, right hand, ready, go. And the same thing with the left hand. Okay, let me try it together. Ready, go. Then we go back to both hands. ready, go. That's the basic process. The only thing we need to do is when we pick the next chunk, you just put it all together. So we're gonna build larger and larger sections as we go along in this lesson. But that's basically practice in a nutshell. If you know that, you're gonna be better than like 90% of people out there practicing, because you know, the way you practice or the way other people practice, if you think about it, we might be doing it the wrong way, which is just playing the whole thing from the beginning to the end. Not a really good, effective strategy. You can get away with that, but once you have experience on how to practice correctly, then that's something else you could try. But that's really not an effective way to practice. All right, we're gonna keep going from where we stopped. All right, so next 4 measures plus 1 note into the next section. Okay, so it turns out it's looking like it's going 4 measures at a time. Doesn't always work out that way. Some songs you might get lucky where it's just the same exact number of measures, but some more complicated tunes and pieces and songs might be like 4 measures at a time, or 5, or 3. You know, it just really depends on what they're going for. Okay, all right, so back to right hand. Just try it together. Ready, go. And then back to left hand. Simple, right? Okay. And back. All right, we need to do that together. Left hand. Ready, go. Okay. Sorry, I just forgot something. I need to write a note down really quick. I don't want to forget this. Okay, so bear with me, just a couple seconds. Okay, there we go. Sometimes that happens, you know. I have something in my mind, and then, you know, rather than forget it completely, just write it down. Plus, it's a good tip for you guys, right? Okay. Now we just go back to both hands. Ready, go. Okay, so I'm gonna look ahead to the rest of the music just to figure out if we should go back to the beginning and put it together, or continue and put all of these sections together. All right, so I'm actually gonna go back to the beginning and put it together. The reason I did that is sometimes if we have 3 sections, instead of just going back to the beginning, you're gonna have first 2 parts, and then that last part's kind of like an odd number, a little confusing. So if it goes in even numbers, usually I'm gonna do it like this, going back to the beginning, and then the next 2 sections, putting that together, and then putting that all together. So we have all 4 sections and adding it up that way. So if I have odd numbers, like 1, 2, 3, I usually practice each section separately and put that together with all the 3 sections, okay? So yeah, we're gonna go back to the beginning and then put together what we have so far. Basically follow the same process, right hand and left hand, then go back to hands together. The reason I play it first is because, you know, when you're using these tutorials, you should also be doing a lot of observation. Okay, so instead of just playing, practicing, you should also be listening as much. Okay, that really speeds up the learning process. And then one way about practicing hands separate, it actually makes you count a lot more carefully. So your rhythm really has to be on point. Okay, right hand, ready, go. All right, now the left hand. Ready, go. Both hands. Ready, go. Alright, then we're gonna finish off this entire section, which will be more next 8 measures. Of course, we're going 4 measures at a time, dividing that up. Then we're gonna play this entire section together. So I hope you're kind of getting used to this approach. Okay, it takes a few lessons too. So it's not like you're gonna watch one lesson and completely understand. Okay, all right. Okay, back to the right hand. Here, make sure you're holding those whole notes. The same thing here. See that? Okay. Back to the right hand. Ready, go. And one thing I like to do, if you see, I'm kind of switching 4 to 5, like different finger numbers like this. This is a good exercise to try, okay? Because, pedaling is a really difficult thing. I actually don't recommend pedaling this song at this level. This is used pedal. Pedaling is, it's actually something quite advanced. I am using pedal for this, but, and if you want to practice pedaling, it's a good idea to start with a really easy music, by the way. But, this finger pedaling, good way to kind of not need to pedal as much, okay? Because a lot of time if you just do this, you don't actually need to pedal, okay? All right, left hand. enough. Ready, go. Back to both hands. Ready, go. And then the next 4 measures. And then we're going to take the first repeat, by the way, okay? So I'll show you how that goes. And then back to the beginning, okay? Just right hand. Left hand. All right, we gotta start. We gotta do that together. Ready, go. Okay, left hand. There's 2 choices I'll give here in terms of what finger numbers to use. You can do 5, 2, 1, 2. If that's too much of a stretch for you, you can do 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 1 instead of 2, 1, 2. But pick either one. It really doesn't matter to me, okay? I'll do the 1, 2, 1, all right? Ready, go. Back to both hands. Do that again. Ready, go. Okay, then we go back to the previous section, previous chunk, all right? We're gonna even think of I like to tell my students slices of a musical pizza, previous slice, okay? Back to hands separate. Okay, ready, go. Okay, left hand. Ready, go. Back to both hands. Ready, go. back to the beginning, if you're counting all the measures, it works out to just about 16 measures. So this is why you need to practice this way, because first off, if this is your introduction, it might take a lot of concentration just to do 4 measures at a time. Okay, even more concentration to do 8 measures at a time, then more concentration to do 16 measures at a time. So in fact, in a day, you might not even like get the entire page, okay? Because your concentration, all right, it's just paying attention. It's like a resource. You have to build it up, okay? But you know, I'm gonna show you here, and this is what you should be going for, right? All the way from the beginning, we're gonna put this whole entire section together now, okay? All right, I'm gonna zoom out. Really tiny, hard to read on my digital copy here. Let me see if I can read that correctly. Okay, all right. I'll show you how it sounds all the way from the beginning. These first 16 measures that we just practiced. Okay, so now let's just go back and do hands separate together and hands together at the same time. So right hand instead of because you see how time consuming this process is, right? So I want to speed the lesson up as well. But if you think about practicing at home, look, it might take you a whole 30 minutes, if that, to get through like an entire first page. So just really plan your sessions carefully. That's another tip for you. All right, back to the beginning, right hand. Let's just try it at the same time. Ready, go. Let me do that again, wrong note. It's really hard to see this. All right, ready, go. Alright, now the left hand from the beginning, try it together. Ready, go. Alright, I will see you later, Morgan. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a delicious lunch. Okay, back to the beginning, both hands together, try at the same time. Ready, go. That's it in a nutshell. That's how to practice correctly, okay? And if you've enjoyed that, if you feel like you've learned something from this so far in this video, continue to watch. By the way, we're gonna keep on going with the rest of this arrangement. We got like 1.5 pages left. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, if you find it valuable, hit that like button. And also share this video with someone who would love to learn this song as well. All right, we're gonna keep going from the second ending now. I tell you, instead of practicing just that separate ending, it's just about 2 measures. I'm just gonna connect it to the next major section. Okay, so I gave you about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 measures. Okay, it's odd number because we're connecting it to the. Well, actually, let me see here. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, right. So like this next section, the second ending. I'm gonna get a little analytical. I'll try to keep it as simple as possible, right? But this little, it's like a little transition, right? The second ending. You can give it as a bridge, connecting it to the next part. And then from here, actually, if I'm counting measures, it's odd. It's like 7 measures, okay? So, you know, like I was saying in the beginning, sometimes you have an odd number, sometimes you have an even number. So here, it's kind of cool we actually experienced this, so I can show you the variety of music. 7 measures, okay? All right, and then we put it all together, it's gonna be 9 measures. So I'm going to give you this entire 9 measure section also to show you a goal that this is like, if you're able to, think of it this way, if you can do these 9 measures and relatively easy for you, guess what? It means you're improving, then you can move up a level, okay? You kind of have to watch. It's really hard to tell what is the next level, but I have a ton of tutorials. You can see, all right, that looks like that's something a little bit, and by the way, don't go too crazy if you're trying to improve. It's a little bit out of your comfort zone, something that's a little bit harder, okay? All right, so I'm just gonna give you the right hand now. You heard the next part? It's like back to the beginning thing. Okay, let's try it together. Right hand from the second ending. Ready, go. Okay, left hand. All right, together, ready, go. Okay, back to both hands. Okay, ready, go. Okay, so I'm gonna finish up this last section, and then it's pretty repetitive, kind of like the beginning. So I'll give the entire last page for you guys. You can think of it as the coda, the technical word for it. That's what we call the ending of most musical songs and pieces. But make sure you stick around. At the end, I'll give you a short recap before we end today's lesson. I always love major seventh chords. Awesome. Okay, back to beginning of this page, right hand. Something different. Hear that? Now I'm not gonna hold this the whole way, okay? They want you to hold it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 beats because we have a bunch of ties. But when you're doing hand separate, give you a little trick, you don't have to hold it for the entire way. When you go back to both hands, then count it properly, okay? Right hand, ready, go. Okay, then the left hand. Right, ready, go. Sorry, I counted that one extra beat. My bad, okay? But we're gonna fix that when we do both hands. I get distracted sometimes. Yeah, it's funny. Sometimes, easier level music, you'll experience this too, hopefully, if you continue on in this journey. Easier music, you're not really thinking about what notes to play or what the rhythm is. So when that happens, it's kind of automatic for you. You just tend to start thinking of other stuff. So that's a way concentration becomes an issue. All right, both hands, ready, go. Okay, that was it for today's lesson. Let me give you a quick rundown, quick recap of what we worked on today. So about this piece, it's for easy piano. You can think late beginner even, except for these stretches that might not be so easy for you guys, but it's really not a big deal to practice those. So you think easy or late beginner, it's the way I like to think about it, somewhere in time, okay? This is in, looks like C major, although we go to other keys, of course. Short 3-page arrangement. So if you're looking for something short and sweet, this is a good one, okay? The way to practice is we just pick the first chunk, smallest part at a time. Turned out to be about 4 measures at a time, okay? Then you connect it one note into the next measure. That way, connect it, okay? Then when you have the next 4 measures, you go back and put 8 measures together. I hope you're understanding that, okay? Then you keep going 4 measures, next 4 measures. Then you have those 8 measures. And then when you put it back from the beginning, you have like 16 measures at a time. So you can think of it as kind of like building a pyramid, if that makes sense, all right? Whatever metaphor or example you want to use, okay? So that's basically how to practice. You have small parts at a time, then you just connect those parts into bigger parts, okay? That's it. And of course, doing hands separate, hands together. And remember, these lessons are step-by-step directions how to practice correctly. If you really want to test out your knowledge, you click on over to the tutorial, and if you're able to use the tutorial and this stuff makes sense, then you are understanding how to practice by yourself when you reach that level, you can just use any of my tutorials, okay? I had my student on here earlier. She was in the live chat. She's a younger student and she uses my tutorials, no problem, okay? Of course, we have had the benefit of doing weekly lessons in person before all this crazy stuff happened, okay? Now we're doing it online. So luckily, I'm happy that I have the tutorials, because if I didn't have these tutorials online, who knows if I would even have students today, okay? So these tutorials work. My younger students use them by themselves, no problem. In fact, my student that, you know, and you can check her in the live chat, she's actually able to now use tutorials on her own. If I don't even have to teach her in advance of these lessons. It's so cool. She can figure it out by herself, okay? So highly advise that you check these tutorials out after the live stream, okay? And also, make sure you like this video, okay? Because I love teaching. All right, subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit that notification bell for all live lessons if you want to catch whenever I go live. Okay, hope you guys enjoyed that. Hope to continue to do these lessons for the foreseeable future. I hope to see you guys on tomorrow's live lesson. And that's it. Have a great day.